Hello everyone. Hi my dear students. This is Ms. Shabanu. I hope you're all safe. This is our fourth PowerPoint lesson and I hope that you all benefited from the previous lessons. Chapter 10, Lesson 3, Thousands. Lesson 3, Thousands, page 188 to 189. I know that you have studied about cells in science, so let's make math more interesting and related to science. The human body consists of 12 organ systems, and each organ system is composed of several organs. This is an example of an organ system, which is digestive system. Digestive system helps us digest food and convert food to energy. Stomach is one of the digestive organs, and it's an example of organs. So what about the stomach or any other organ? Organs are also composed of smaller parts, which are tissues. So an organ is composed of several tissues, and each tissue is made up of many cells. So here we know that organ systems are composed of organs, and organs are composed of tissues, and tissues are composed of cells. But how can we relate this information to our main subject, which is thousands? I will use models to explain decimals again. I have a square. Then I want to divide my square into 10 equal parts. As you see here, my square is divided into 10 equal rectangles. Each rectangle has the place of tens, since it's only one part or one rectangle out of 10 rectangles in the entire square. If I divide each rectangle into 10 equal parts, then I will have my entire square divided into 100 squares, and each rectangle is divided into 10 equal squares. Each small square has a place of hundreds and represents only one part out of 100 parts. If I divide each small square here into 10 equal parts, then I'm gonna have my square divided into 1,000 parts. Each small rectangle represents the place of thousands, since it's only one part out of 1,000 parts. But how can I explain or how can I relate this subject to the previous slide's information? Remember, we said that organ systems are composed of organs, organs are composed of tissues, and tissues are composed of cells. So let's imagine together. This square is an organ system. That means our organ system is composed of 10 organs, since organ systems are composed of organs. So organs represent tenths. We said that organs are composed of tissues. That means each organ here is composed of 10 tissues. Each small square represents a tissue, and each tissue represents hundreds. We said each tissue is composed of many cells. So here, each tissue is divided into 10 equal parts. That means each tissue is composed of 10 cells. So, the small rectangles represent cells, the small squares represent the tissues, and the rectangles represent the organs, and the entire square represents the organ system itself. Let's change these models to numbers. Here, we have the square divided into 10 parts and only one part is colored. So that means I have 0 for the whole number parts since I don't have any complete square colored. Okay. The square is divided into 10 parts, so the fractional part is tenths. I have only one part colored, that means I have 1/10. The second one, I have my square divided into 100 parts and only one part is colored. I don't have an entire rectangle colored. So, first I have to put 0 for the whole number part since I don't have a complete square colored. Then, for the second digit or for the first digit to the right of the decimal point, I should write 0 because I don't have any rectangles colored completely. So I'm gonna write 0 here too. Then I'm in the place of hundreds now. I have only one small square colored. So I should write 1 in the place of hundreds. That means I have 1 hundredths. In the third one, I have only one small rectangle colored. What should I do? Now I will start from the whole number part. I don't have any complete large square colored, so I will write 0 for the for the whole number part. Then put the decimal point. In the place of tens, I don't have a rectangle colored, so I should write 0. I don't have a small squared colored, I should write 0 again. I have only one small rectangle colored, that means I should write 1 in the place of thousands. So my number is 1,000. Example given 1. In this example, you will learn how to read decimal numbers and how to write them in different forms. We have this number. It's a decimal number since it's composed of two parts, the whole number part and the fractional part, and there's a 0 between them. In the previous lessons, I told you how to read decimal numbers step by step. Decimal numbers can be read in several ways. They're all fine by me. One of them is to first read the whole number part, say and for the decimal point, and then read the fractional part as a whole number and say the place of the last digit. For example, here we have 6 as the last digit in the fractional part. Since it's the third digit in the fractional part, that means its place is thousands. So we're going to say 876 thousands. 876 thousands. I said that we should first read the whole number part, but here I didn't mention it because it's 0. So if the whole number part is 0, you don't have to write it or mention it. It's okay. Just read the fractional part. Expanded form. The same thing for the expanded form. I should have started from the whole number part, but here I didn't write 0 because if I add 0 to anything, it doesn't change anything. So you don't have to write it. Just start with the first digit in the fractional part, which is 8. Now, how many digits are to the left of this 8? Only one digit. So write 0 for that digit, and it's already 0 itself. So write 0.8 and ignore the other digits after the 8 or to the right of the 8. So write 0.8 or 8 tenths plus. Then for the 7, we have one digit before it in the fractional part and one digit in the whole number part. So write 0.07 or 7 hundredths. For the 6, we have 3 digits before it. So write 10 for the whole number part, 10 for the 8, and 10 for the 7, and finally write the 6. So 0.006 or 6 thousandths. This is the expanded form of the above number, which is 876 thousandths. What about the fraction form? Since the whole number part is 0, so you don't have to write anything here before the fraction or in the whole number part of the mixed number. Let's come to the fractional part. We have 876. Since the last digit is in the place of thousands, that means this fractional part is representing parts of 1,000. So you should write 876 over 1,000. 876 thousandths. Example given 2. We have this number, which is written in the standard form. The word form is 9 and 123 thousandths. As I told you, first read the whole number part, say and for the decimal point, Read the fractional part as a whole number and say the place of the last digit in the fractional part. So here it's 9 and 123 thousandths. 9 and 123 thousandths. The expanded form start from the whole number part. Ignore all the digits to the right of the whole number part. So we have 9, write 9, plus. Now let's come to the fractional part. 1 is the first digit to the right of the decimal point, so write 1. Ignore these digits to the right of the 1. How many digits are to the left of the 1? Only one digit, which is 9. So write 0 for the 9, which is the whole number part, then the decimal point. After that, write the 1 itself. Now for the 2, we have 2 digits before it. So write 10 for the whole number part, then 10 for the 1, which is in place of tens. So write 0.02 or 2 hundredths. For the 3, write 3 digits, we have 3 digits before it, so you should write 3 zeros. 1 in the whole number part, 1 for the 1, 10 for the 2, and then write the 3 itself, 0.003 or 3 thousandths. How can I write this number as a fraction? The fractional form of this number is 9 and 123 thousandths. Since we have 9 in the whole number part, so write 9 before the fraction or in the whole number part of the mixed number. In the fractional part, since we have 123 thousandths, that means the place of the last digit is thousandths. They are parts of thousand. So write 123 over 1000, 9 and 123 thousandths. Example given 3. This example is very useful. You don't have to write this line in your notebook, it's just for your information. We have a number which is 534 and 267 thousandths. As I told you, first the whole number part should be read, then say and for the decimal point, read the fractional part as a whole number and say the place of the last digit. So the number is read as 534 and 267 thousandths. So we have questions about this number. How many ones are there? Look, when it says ones, you should remember the whole number part because we don't have ones in the fractional part. I told you the fractional part starts from tens. So never think about the fractional part when you hear ones. Go directly to the whole number part. And the first digit in the whole number part is 4, so we have 4 ones. The second question, how many hundredths are there? These questions are very tricky and important. When you have those questions, you should be very careful when you read them. Be careful when you have th at the end of the numbers like hundreds and thousands or tens. That means it's asking about the fraction. It's asking about the fractional part. Why? Because it's in the cardinal form. Cardinal form means having th at the end. We didn't have those ths at the whole number part places. So whenever you see those ths, that means it's asking about the fractional part. So here it says how many hundredths are there? So which digit in the fractional part is in the place of the hundredths? The second one. So we have 6 hundredths. How many hundredths are there? This time it's saying hundreds without the th, hundreds. So look for the whole number part. Which one is in the place of the hundreds? This is ones, tens, hundreds. So we have 5 hundredths. In the fractional part, we have 6 hundredths, and in the whole number part, we have 5 hundredths. Exercise page 189. Tell how many thousandths are in 100 and how many thousandths are in 1. We need this model to understand the answers of these two questions. And you know how I made this square in the previous slides. First, we divide the square into 10 rectangles. And The rectangles represent the place of tenths. Then each rectangle is divided into 10 small squares, and each square represents the place of hundredths. Then each square is divided into 10 small rectangles, and each small rectangle represents place of thousandths. Now we have our entire square divided into 100 small squares and into 1,000 small rectangles. Now we can ask the question in a different way. How many small rectangles are in one square, in one small square? So the question now is saying, how many small rectangles are in one small square? So there are 10 small rectangles in one small square, and in terms of places, we can say there are 10 thousandths in 100th. There are 10 thousandths in 100th. The second question, how many thousandths are in 1? Since it says 1, remember, the entire square is 1. So it says how many thousandths are in 1. Or we can say how many small rectangles are in the entire square. So there are 1,000 small rectangles in the entire square. Or in terms of places, we can say there are 1,000 thousandths in 1. There are 1,000 thousandths in 1. Write each decimal as a fraction. Number 3. We have 0.095, or we can say 95 thousandths. So we have to write 95 at the top of the fraction, or as the numerator. And since we have 3 digits after or to the right of the decimal point, then we have to write 1000 as the denominator. So it's 95 thousandths. Number 4, we have 0.002, or 2 thousandths. Since we have 3 digits before the 2, that means that the denominator of the fraction has to be 1000. Now, what about the numerator? We have only 2, so write 2 thousandths. Write each fraction as a decimal number. Number 8, we have 75 thousandths. 75 parts out of 1000 parts. How can I write this fraction as a decimal number? First of all, since we don't have any whole number here, so just write 0 in the whole number part of the decimal number and the decimal point. Now we have written the decimal point and the 0 for the whole number part. Now, it's a rule. If we have 1000 at the denominator of the fraction, that means we should have 3 digits to the right of the decimal number, 3 digits. Okay, how can I get those 3 digits? The numerator of the fraction is only 75, but I should have 3 digits. So to complete our digits here, add 1 0 to the right of the decimal point. Since we have 2 digits here, with 1 0 it becomes 3 digits. So write 0.075, or 75 thousandths. Number 9, we have 4 thousandths. We have 4 parts out of 1000 parts. How can I write it as a decimal number? First of all, write 0 in the whole number part of the decimal number and write the decimal point, since we don't have a whole number here. Okay, what about the fractional part? Since we have 1000 at the denominator of the fraction, that means we should have 3 digits to the right of the decimal point, 3 digits. But the numerator is 4, only 4. I need 2 more digits to complete here. So how can I complete those 2 more digits? By adding zeros. I have 1 digit, so I need 2 more digits. Write 2 zeros to the right of the decimal point, so write 0.004, or 4 thousandths. Write each decimal as a fraction. So here we have 0.005. That means we don't have a whole number for the fraction. You don't have to write anything. Since we have 3 digits to the right of the decimal point, write 1000 as the denominator of the fraction, and just write the fractional part as a whole number for the numerator of the fraction. So this is only 5, write 5. Number 11, we have 0.749 or 749 thousandths. Since we don't have a whole number, you don't have to write anything for the fraction here. And since we have 3 digits to the right of the decimal point, that means we should write 1000 as the denominator of the fraction. Write the fractional part of the decimal number as a whole number for the numerator. So we have 3 digits. We don't have to do anything, just write 749. Write each fraction as a decimal number 14. There's not a whole number here, so we should write 0 in the whole number part of the decimal point. The fraction is 18 thousandths. That means 18 parts out of 1000 parts. Since the denominator is 1000, that means we should have 3 digits to the right of the decimal point. But the numerator is only 2 digits, so how can we write 3 digits here? We should write 1 0 to the right of the decimal point to make the fractional part having 3 digits. Now we have 0.018 or 18 thousandths. Number 15, we have 777 thousandths. We don't have the whole number, so write 0 in the whole number part and then the decimal point. We have 777 parts out of 1000 part. Since the denominator is 1000, so we should write 3 digits to the right of the decimal point. The numerator here itself is 3 digits, so you don't have to do anything except writing the numerator next to the decimal point. So 777 thousandths is the decimal form. Number 17 is 5 thousandths. 5 thousandths. We don't have a whole number here, so write 0 in the whole number part, then the decimal point. We have 5 parts out of 1000 parts. We should have 3 digits to the right of the decimal point, but the numerator is only 1 digit, so how can we make it full here? So we should add 2 more digits to make it full. Now, by writing 2 zeros to the right of the decimal point, the fractional part has 3 digits and the 5 has the same value. Now, our decimal number is 5 thousandths. Write the value of the digit 5 in each decimal. Number 18, 25 thousandths. What is the value of this 5 here? It's very easy. Ignore the digits to the right of the 5. We don't have any digits to its right. What about the digits to its left? Write each digit to the left of the 5 as 0. So 1 0 for the whole number part, 1 0 for the tenths, 1 0 for the hundredths. Now write the 5 itself. So the value of the 5 is 5 thousandths. Number 19, 153 thousandths. Ignore the 3 and write the digits to the left of the 5 as 0. So 1 0 for the whole number part, 1 0 for the tenths, and write the 5 itself. So the 5 here has a value of 5 hundredths. Number 21, 593. This 5 here has a value of tenths. Since it's the first digit to the right of the decimal point, ignore the digits to its right. We have only 1 digit to its left, which is the whole number, and it's already 0. So the value of this 5 here is 5 tenths. Write each decimal in expanded form. Here we have 0.034 or 34 thousandths. You don't have to write the zeros for these 2 zeros, just start from the 3. So the value of this 3 is 3 hundredths. Write 0.03 plus. What about the 4? We have 3 digits before the 4, so write each digit as 0. So 0.004, which means 4 thousandths. Number 24, 689 thousandths. So the first digit to the right of the decimal point is 6, and it has a value of 6 tenths. So write 0.6 because we have only one digit before to the left of the 6, and ignore the digits to the right of the 6. So as it's written here, we have 6 tenths, then plus. For the 8, ignore the 9 and write the 6 as the 0 and the whole number, which is already 0, as 0. So write 0.08 or 8 hundredths plus. For the 9, write each number to the left of the 9 as 0. So write 1 0 for the whole number part, 1 0 for the 6, and another 0 for the 8. We have 0.009 or 9 thousandths. Write each decimal in standard or word form. Number 26. It's written 4 thousandths. That means we have four parts out of 1,000 parts. We should have 0 as the whole number part of the decimal number, then the decimal point. Since it says thousands, we should have 3 digits to the right of the decimal point. We have 4, so before you write the 4, we should write 2 zeros to the right of the decimal point and then the 4. And this is how you write 4 thousandths. Number 27. It's written 398 thousandths. So since it's written in standard form, we have to write the word form. 398 thousandths. Complete. Number 29. Some of the digits are missing, so you should find it. We have the number written in standard form and expanded form. This 4 here is missing. How can I find this 4? The 3 and the 6 are written, but the 4 is missing. But here we have the number written completely. We have 0.3, which means 3 tenths, plus 6 hundredths, plus 4 thousandths. We have the 3 tenths and the 6 hundredths, so here we should write 4. Number 30. The number is written in standard form and word form. Here, this word is missing, but if we read the number, we know what should we write here. So since the number is 903 thousandths, then we should write 100 here. Number 31, 408 thousandths. This number is written in standard form. In the expanded form, the second term is missing. So we know that we don't have to write anything for the 0. What is the value of the 8? We have 3 digits before this 8, and we should write each digit as 0. So 1 0 for the whole number part, 1 0 for the 4, and another 0 before the 8, which is already 0 itself. So we have 0.008 or 8 thousandths. Now, if you think that you understood, prove it to yourself and to me. Homework. The homework should be done in Math Notebook, page 189, number 4, 12, 16, 20, 23, 28, and 32. You can do it, I'm sure. By now, our fourth PowerPoint lesson is finished. I explained only one lesson in this video because I want to give you time to do your homework and write the things that I told you to write in your notebook, even the things in the previous videos. Thanks for watching. I wish you all understood the subject. I love you all and I miss you so much.